Hey guys, it's Maymay and my trusty sidekick.
He's over here.
He's just in the room. He sits in with me. He's not going to be on camera or anything, but if I need something or anything, he's here with me. So, welcome into Made It Society 2.0, I guess we could say, or not really, because it's not another version. Which pair of glasses? The ones on my head or the ones in my hands? Who lives this life? Is it just me? Today we do the fun stuff. Today we cover this guy. Oh, sneaky peek. And we get him all ready to go for whatever we're going to use him for, which I still don't know what I'm going to use mine for. I still don't know. But, excuse me. We knew that was going to happen, Minnie. But today I want to play with it and make it cute, right? I watched this girl who's redoing her house, and she did a theme song, and it's like, this is my home. I'm making it cute. It's not that cute yet, but I'm making it cute. Well, that's what we're doing. This is my book. I'm making it cute. It's not that cute yet, but we're making it cute. Now I'm going to get copyrighted over that. We'll see what happens. She's hilarious. I forget her name, or I would share her with you, but I forget her name. Let's see what we're going to do. This is my pile from Thursday night. This is my paper pack I'm going to use, North Pole Christmas, which I think is adorable. I really do. I think it's so stinking cute. Well, not the autumn pack, which is cute too, but it doesn't go there. I tried to clean everything up, but I miss some. I got to show y'all something. We have an issue in the studio. Okay, look at this. Can you see the warpage of my paper? And it's doing it to everything, including my book. It's warping. That's what I tell y'all about your climate matters, right? So I'm going to have to get a dehumidifier for this room. We were hoping that the mini split would do that. And there may be a setting that I don't have set right, so I'm going to look at that too. But if you have that issue, it's moisture in the air. So that's what's happening to me. Everything's starting to kind of warp a bit. And let me see if you can see it on this one. I think it's really doing it. It's been sitting here for a while. So you may deal with that too. If so, get yourself a dehumidifier for your space. They really work well. We had to do that in my studio at the shop because it really was getting moisture. I don't know if y'all remember, we had a water leak we didn't know about for a while. And we kept going, why is everything wrinkling? Why is everything even not cutting well? If you have a lot of moisture in your room, your papers will fiber, like when you cut them. So, dehumidifier. That's what I'll be getting this week, or figuring out my mini split. So, let's dig in. So anytime I'm going to decorate something like this, by the way, if you're new here, we assembled this last week, and that video is out so you could go watch it. All the instructions and everything are there for you. But you should be to this point now. Some of you probably done. Some of y'all probably couldn't sit on your hands. Raise your hand if you couldn't sit on your hands. That's because you're not sitting on them now either, right? But we're going to start working on this today. I'm not doing anything fancy, except I might do a different kind of closure. I've got like a couple of things in mind that I think would be fun for this thing. Like I'm visualizing something that I may have time to do, and I hope that I do. Okay, now, the first thing I like to do with a paper pack is I like to look through, okay, and I like to find the pieces I want to be on the front. This is important, all right? If you don't do that, you will end up accidentally cutting something from your paper pack. Ask me how I know this. I have been in the midst of a project and go, the paper for the front, I don't know what I did with it. And then look, and I've glued it down somewhere, like glued the back of it down. So I'm going to flip through. Ooh, this would be a really cute front paper because it's gifts. Isn't that cute? And scene papers are always good. And I always love something like this on the front. Like I love this kind of thing as this kind of thing, like this. I just love that. I think these pages like this work well there. And then I even did this. I don't love those two together. What's on the back of here? That's a cut apart. Ooh, I'm glad I looked because I like to keep my cut aparts too. Let's find a page. Let's do this. Here's what I would like to do. I want these two pieces to be two different colors. You don't have to do that. Okay. You see, I have one color here and one color here. You don't have to do that, but I want to do that. I think it looks really cool to have that book look. If you don't want to do this two look situation, you can totally just cover the whole thing when we get to that point. But for me, I'm going to start looking. Okay. Look, I see a hand raised right there. Couldn't wait. Told y'all. I knew there'd be one. Who was it? Barbara. Is that what she's telling me? Raise your hand. So let's look at pages that look good together. That's super cute together. The Santa. So let's sit that over there. I'm going to put my cut aparts aside. That's okay, but it's too many snowflakes. I think they compete, right? That's kind of cute together. That would really show off a little title page kind of thing, you know. I don't dislike that. Let's sit that over there. And you just do the same thing. Just like find your paper. Start digging through and let's see what you want. Look for what you definitely want on your cover and what you definitely want to use on the inside. Just dissect your paper pack. I love this right here, and I think it would make a really cute cover. I want to see something real quick. Sometimes the paper just says you have to use me. Not quite. I wish it did, but this one doesn't. It could. Like, I think it'd be cute to cut out this section. And this might be a thing, you guys. See this? Look. So if I cut out this section here, and I cut out this section here, or any 12 pieces, I could make the cover out of this. I think that's kind of cute. But what you have to decide is, do I get more real estate making this cards? Like, I'm not sure how I want to say this. Do I get more from this page using it as many as, or on here like this? It's real cute on here, isn't it? But we keep going. We keep going. Let's keep looking. So I know I want that one piece. That green's pretty. I don't know. Too many stars, too many snowflakes. Oh, I like the red. I might like the red better than the green. I'm going to set that over there. This one's a little busy for me. The trees are okay. I feel like I could use those somewhere else. I don't want the envelopes there. That red is cute too, but I like the other red better. Here's a cut apart. Now, another thing we can do is we can look at the backs of these cut aparts and go, do I really need all these cut aparts? Okay. I don't love this with this. This is too many stripes. We already said we didn't want that there. Ooh, that's kind of cute, that kind of brick, but I think I can get more mileage out of that somewhere. Mileage, that's what I was looking for, somewhere else. Okay, then of course, stickers. We can set those aside. So what we've done is we set aside our cut aparts, okay? We found a piece we definitely want to be right here. Like I definitely want this to be the binder of my book. So I know we got that going. Now we just have to decide how we want it to look here. So I'm going to look. This is going to be my binder. Do I like this guy? Let's just flip through and see. See, I like this guy better than this guy, so I can work him out. And do I like this guy better than this guy? I think I like this guy better, but the reason is I think I can make a feature on that side with this solid. Like I can put a cut apart or some stripes or something cute. So see how I just worked my way down to the cover? Are y'all doing that? Are you working your way down to the cover? Yeah, I would, if I was going to use that piece, I would cut it to fit and then I would just put a border wherever the difference was. But I think I can get more mileage out of those in a different way. So do you see how we just literally, like, that's what I want you to do. I just want you to whittle it down to 2 pages. So go ahead right now. And from whatever you're working on, and I can't give you a long time because we got to move on. But go ahead, grab your pages and just tell me done. Just say done. But that's how we need to whittle it down. And then we'll be good. And I don't want to cut this yet because I actually want to do a hard cut first so that my brain is working really well while I'm clicking on cylinders. And before I get distracted, I want to do it first. So I'm just want to have these so I don't cut into them. So just do that first. Just get your front cover pages so we don't cut into them and then put them aside. And I just stood mine up by my computer if I forget that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I want you to take your book and I want to address this page first. Now, hindsight, we all have it. We all do it. In hindsight, we would have traced this before we glued it down. I told myself to tell y'all to do that, but I didn't tell you to do it. But it's not a problem. What I thought I would do is show you a trick for covering a page, especially like this, that you can use in the future too. Okay, so you're going to learn how to get this angle cut in a cheater way, but it'll be handy for you no matter what you're doing in the future. So you're going to need to do this. I'm not going to give you a measurement. I need you to get your book, open it up, and get your ruler out. Okay, I'm not going to give you a measurement to follow. because your page is not the same as my page. I promise you, some of you will measure the same as mine, but because of the way we cut, because of the way we crease, because of the way we fold, because of the way we score, because of the tools we use, we're not going to have a perfect piece here. So what I want to do is I want to measure this and make my piece custom. And I need you to do the same. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. It's real easy to do. I want you to get a little piece of something to make a note on. Get my little notebook here. It's a little note page. And this is, you could save this for the future. You literally, I'm going to make a template. I'll show you how to do it. So you'll have a template for your future ones. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to turn this around because my ruler's really long. I'm still just measuring it, but I need my ruler where I can get into it. So we're going to measure the width. Okay, we're going to measure the width of this guy. Now listen, I'm measuring for real. I'm not getting close. I'm not estimating. I'm measuring for real. Okay, so when I measure mine for real, I get 6 3/8. And if I'm honest, plus a 16th. I'm not going to stress about a 16th. This girl right here, don't stress about 16ths. 8s, I will stress about, but not 16ths. So the other thing I would like for you to do while you're measuring is press this down. If you press your accordion down, you get a better result. Okay. If you were measuring flat, you wouldn't have to do that, but you'll get a closer, more accurate result if you press this down. So I need you to measure the width of your pocket, press down. Mine is 6 3/8. I'm going to make a note. 6 3/8. Let me bring that in. Okay. So that is the width. And we're going to put by height. Now you get it. Okay. Now we're going to do height. So I'm going to turn it, but height is a little bit different. We really can't float in this area, and I don't want to do math. I do know that this is 2.5 inches and yada, yada, but I don't want to do math. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take my ruler to the corner here. Okay. And then I'm going to press down and I'm going to get this measure. So this measure for me is 7.5. And yes, that is the full size. I want you to get the full size of this piece as if we were covering it completely. We're not, we're going to mat it, but I wanted it to be like we're covering it completely. Okay. Now I need you to grab a scrap piece of paper. The reason I say a scrap piece is we're going to make a template, then you'll use it. But I want you to make a template first because I don't want any errors. So just find yourself a piece of scrap. I'm going to look in the bin. Here's a piece I can use. Okay. And I want you to cut your scrap piece of paper to that measurement you just got. See, we do the hard stuff first. So cut this to 6 3/8. Look at Patty Gaines getting the same thing I did. I'm going to cut this to 6 3/8. I need to do something here. Yeah, 6 3/8. And then by 7.5 for me. Now you may want to go ahead and write on this piece what this is so you don't throw it away later. Like you may want to say this is the, what do I call that? Envelope pocket or point pocket? Angle pocket? Angled pocket template. And I might even not be in the right spot, but it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and make a note. Angle, then just do that number. All right, so everybody get their piece cut, and then when you have that done, give me the word cut just so I know where we're at. I love how easy this base was. It was super solid. Y'all, I got to move my computer forward. I'm sorry. I just can't see. I can't see the chat, and it's too much for me to keep leaning forward. So we're just going to do that and see if I can. Oh, that's pretty good. That's real good, actually. Wow, that might be my spot. I might need to mark that on my glass mats. Good morning, friends. I'm seeing all my friends now. I can see your chat, your names. Getting old. Buh. That's what I'm saying. That's what getting old is. Sweet. You guys are doing well. You're doing well this morning. All right. Now you need a pencil, a cheeky pencil, whatever you got. Pencil, pen, whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter. I wish y'all could see BEAN right now. She is adorable. We got to get a BEAN camera. I can't say her name. Y'all know why. She has this bed that's in here that's only about the size of her body, and she is just all of it. She's just all of the bed. It's so cute. All right, here's what we're going to do with that piece you just cut. Here's your trick, okay? I want you to take this guy, and you have an accordion pocket, remember? I don't want you to put this to the back of your accordion. See, if I put that to the back, then I have accordion laying on top of it. Do you see that? I want you to put it in the front set of accordion. So I want you to have it kissing the front pocket. And it should just land in there just like that. Okay? So you just want to get that in there in that front set of accordion. Don't put it to the back accordion. You'll see why, okay? I'm going to press this down before I trace. I'm going to make this flat because if you don't get an accurate trace. Okay? So we're going to need to press it down. And with that guy all the way in, centered and all the way in, and you don't have to be too precise with it, okay? Then we're going to trace. Be careful not to write on your book. Trace with it flat, okay? So press as you go. You'll see why. I'm doing this at a very bad angle. There we go. Okay. And this is what we're getting. So that, we don't need that right there. Right there. We don't need that right now. This is what we need right now, okay? Trust me on this. Trust me on this. I don't think I got a Greenie Meanie email. Did I get one? Did you send it to me or somebody else? It could have gotten blocked. You know how my email is. All right, now we're going to cut that line out. Trust the process. Cut this line out. Cut it out. Trust the process. Okay. Cut it out, y'all. See what I did? Pretty close. Now, what's the problem with this piece? Not really a problem, but the way we did it, we're exact. And I'll be honest with you. If you want to be exact, there you go. Okay. If you want to be exact, that's how you do it. I don't. I want a matte edge. So let me show you what we do next. We're going to take this piece and get our trimmer. Now, before we cut, I'm going to talk to you, okay? Because this is important. Normally, when we're making like a card and we're doing the 1/4 of an inch smaller, how do I describe this to you? When you take a 1/4 of an inch off of two sides and then you center this piece, you are centering an 1/8 of an inch on the sides, okay? Because we cut away a 1/4, but then when we center it, we separate that 1/4 into two pieces and we make an 1/8. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I'll draw that for you. But we cut away a 1/4, right? Then when we center it, we separate that 1/4 into two pieces and we have an 1/8 on either side and top and bottom. For this one, what's different, okay, is we're not going to be able to edit our top because we need those perfect points. So where we normally take a 1/4 on two sides and split it, we're actually going to have to make this happen today. So we're going to go an 1/8 of an inch, an 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to take our 1/4 off the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to say that again. Okay. We're going to take an 1/8 of an inch off of this side, an 1/8 of an inch off of this side, but off the bottom, we're taking our whole 1/4. Now, I also want to encourage you this before you cut. Notice I haven't cut yet. I want you to do this in scants. And what is a scant? Okay. Let me describe a scant to you. When I go, and I'm going to do this, square my trimmer. When I go to put this in my trimmer, that is an 1/8 of an inch. I have it laid on an 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to slide back so I can see the line, my little 1/8 of an inch line. And that is going to be a scant 1/8 for me. Why do I want to do that? Because if I make a mistake, I have a little bit more room to work with. Okay. We're leaving us some ease. So on the long side, okay, I want you to cut a scant 1/8. Now, you don't have to be this precise. It's not going to matter when you put a piece of paper on there and some decorations. Nobody's going to notice it. But I know a lot of you love precision, so I'm trying to help you with that. The other thing that's very key is that when you do this, you sink your blade. If you don't sink your blade, you're going to wrinkle this edge down here more than likely, especially if your room's as humid as mine. So I'm going to lay this down like this, sink my blade in, and I will go up and down. This guy's doing the work. This guy's holding my page still, okay? And you will see that I took away a scant eighth, which is really a pretty good eighth. Okay. I barely scanted. Now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. For me, whenever I'm cutting paper, I line up to the line so I don't see it. So by pulling back to see it, I know I'm doing a scant. And now I've taken the eighths off my side. Look how my paper's furring. That's all humidity. That's rough. Okay. Now, you can test it. Remember, the bottom's not done. You can test it. Now you should have an equal amount on both sides and at the top. Now I'm gonna encourage you to do something else, because no one's perfect and none of our cuts are perfect. I will encourage you another little spot if you want to do this. And it's not a bad idea. If you want to, you lay this guy down flat, okay? Line him up where you want him. And I'm going to try really hard to get the same amount side, top, and side, okay? Then for me, I'm going to make a pencil mark down here, because look, if I take 1/4 of an inch off, it's not enough for what I want. So I'm going to make a pencil mark where I want it to be. And I want it to be right here. And I'm going to take a good bit off, you guys, because I'm making it a bigger, I'm giving myself more room here, okay? And my side, I'm trying to match everything up. So I'm going to cut to those pencil marks. But if you want to take 1/4 of an inch off and then just use what you got, you can do that. But I have made my pencil marks. I'm going to put them into my trimmer, see if they match up. Pretty close, pretty close. I'm going to cut that away. So see, that's more than 1/4. That's more than 1/4. I ended up going more. But now I have a perfect template made that'll lay just like I want it to. Oh, I love that. That's just how I want it to lay. Okay. Perfect. And the beauty of it is, for me, this guy, I can now trace this with a pencil onto my decorator paper and cut it out like that. And even if I want this to be a little bit bigger, that'll happen in the cutting. Okay. So have you got your template done? Save this. This is going to be what you use in the future when you're making these guys and make things easier. We've done it. Scanned. I barely scanned. It's kind of like scatting. All right. So I want you to get your template done and give me a big capital T if you get it done. Big capital T. And that's not something you have to do all the time. That's not, if I had thought about it, I'd have just made y'all a template and gave you a PDF for it. But even that wouldn't have been perfect. This shows you how to do it for yourself, which that, teach a man to fish, right? Because you never know when you're going to buy an album to cover, right? A lot of times we'll buy those little albums like the 49 and Market or the Graphic 45 albums that are pre-made, and we have to cover pockets and things like that. This is how you get it done. So I hope that helped you. It is kind of like a banner piece. Cute. All right, so we can move forward. We can do more fun stuff. Why don't we cover this pocket? Since we've done all that work, let's go ahead and cover it. Let's pick a paper we like. Now, I want to challenge you something today, okay? I would really love it if today you didn't really care if this became your finished product. Let me tell you what I mean by that. This is your practice piece. So today, instead of stressing about paper and stressing about patterns and stressing about the finished product, I'd love it if you just go, you know what? I love this paper. I'm going to use it here, especially for using a paper pack. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thanks, JB Associates. Thank you. I would prefer you just go, today I'm going to play. And when I make the gift version of this, or when I make the one that I know it's going to be a specific thing, then I'll be more picky. But if you have a paper pack and everything matches, let's just practice today. Okay. So find a piece you love. We're safe because we put our covers aside. Remember, this is put aside. We're safe. So we're not going to mess things up on that front. All right. What do I want to do? I just love that little page right there. But I also think that I like this guy. Here's something I did with my other one. Let me show you to kind of give you a visual of this. What does that say? Maymay, remember the project book you taught us? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay. I kind of did this thing. See this? I loved this paper, this check. Y'all know that's me, right? I really wanted it to be a feature in here, but I really was just practicing, right? What I want to do today, I think I'm going to lean into this plaid and put it in as many places as I can because I think it's a good complementary piece. So I'm going to take this plaid, I'm going to put it here, I'm going to put it here, here, and I'm going to try to get it here because I think it's a good one to make all the other pages pop. So I'm going to spend a lot of time with this single piece. And the other thing I like is this, you guys, because you really don't have that much to cover in here, you'll be able to make presents out of paper packs easy because where this one is the paper hog is the build. It's not the paper hog and the decorating. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead first. You guys do you. Okay. You pick your paper. And now I'm going to come down here to this corner and I'm going to cut my template out of this corner. I'm going to try to get all this paper I can get. Try to use every bit of it to my advantage. So I'm going to trace. So I got mine traced. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Okay. And again, I'm trying not to waste any of this cardstock because I want to make the most of it. So you see me kind of harvesting. I could cut this with the trimmer, but I'm here already. Perfect. Again, I want to use every ounce of this wherever I need it. That's why I'm being so picky. So this will be this page. And see, sometimes these pieces that read as solids give you a lot to work on. This way, whenever I'm putting stickers or ephemera or stuff like that, it'll really pop off this page. I find for myself, sometimes I try to put the pattern pages down, and then when I want to put stuff on it, I lose it. So I think using the solids is the better option. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and talk. You've got this guy done. Let's talk about this center piece. And I want to show you in my original build what I did. And you can do this too. I was trying to salvage some paper that I had left over from this flower shop kit. And you see this on mine, I cut on my line, but you can do what you want. I cut mine on it, not inside of it, not outside of it. I wanted to salvage some cardstock. So you see, I pieced it. I put a little plaid down here, a little pattern up here, and I put a piece in the middle. That was just so I could use some paper that I had left over. But you can do whatever you want to. I want to try to make a whole strip in there. I just love this plaid being a feature today. Okay, so because of that, we need to measure it. And I want to show you another trick. We've already built this guy, and it's a little hard to get your ruler down there. And I know you guys are like, I know a lot of you guys are really, really precision lovers. You love to have everything very, very precise. So here's what I'm going to show you. Flip this guy over, okay? And what you can do is you can measure on the back side. And I'm measuring inside my score marks. And so it gets me 1 3/8, which means I'm going to want, no, that's not right. It's not 1 3/8 at all. Measuring on the inside gets me 1 7/8. And if I take a quarter off of that, it puts me at 1 5/8. And then what I like to do is I like to float my ruler and look. I think 1 5/8 is too much. Is not enough left for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a fat 1 5/8, meaning I'm going to go a little heavy on my 1 5/8. Remember, this is when we're covering after the fact. I do this same process with all pre-mades. For you guys, I don't. If I'm making a project for you, I try to give you the even numbers or as best as I can. But if I buy a pre-made album, I'm measuring it and doing it myself. So I do want this to be 1 5/8 and also measure 15 times. Just double check. So mine comes to 1 7/8. If I go to 1 5/8 and then maybe add a 16th, I think I'll be happier with that. Yep. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to write it right here because I will forget in a minute. I promise you, I'll forget. Now let's measure our height. This should be 8.5 because we didn't cut anything there, didn't score anything there, didn't do anything. So we can do 8 1/4 here. So that's pretty easy. So we know that. So then what I'm going to do, because I only need this on the inside, I'm going to harvest myself one piece here for that. Again, you're going to see me try to get the most out of this page. So I'm literally going to cut what I need off of it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to put this to 8.5. No, it was 8.25. And I'm going to cut down to that measure, which is a fat 1 5/8. So you know how we did a scant one a while ago? I'm going to do a chubby one here. Right there. All right. And then I'm going to put this into my trimmer like so. I think I'll bring it in this way so I can get under it and get back to that line. So fat 1 5/8. That's where I should be. Ooh, I'm double checking. Hey, it worked there. Let's see if it worked in here. It feels awful thin. You ever do that? It feels awful thin. It's not bad. I could have been a little wider, I think, but I'm going to go with it. That's not the side I'm using anyway. I'm going with that. It's not bad. Okay. So measure the way you want it. Get it the way you want it. So see now, because I'm harvesting, I can use all of this. The beauty of this paper is too, it's the same on both sides, but it doesn't have an orientation. So I can use anything I want out of it. Now, if I was smart, here's a thought, you guys. If I was smart, and I'm not saying I am, do you see that I have this point right here? I could take this and turn it up and put this in there and use that to my advantage. And I'm thinking I might do that. I'm thinking that's a good place to use that. I just need to measure how much of it I want. And then we get what we can over here. Okay. So I'm going to take my ruler. Are you understanding? Y'all just keep working. Just keep working. Just do you at this point. But I'm just showing y'all this. Okay. So if I come right here and I decide how deep I want this to go, so that I'm not wasting that point, I like it to be about an inch deep in there. This is going to have stuff in it. I don't really care to go all the way down. If you want to go further than that, you can. Let's say we cut a piece that's 5 inches. That puts us about 1.5 inches deep, which I think will make everybody happy, right? So we're going to take this piece and see if we can get 5 inches by whatever wide it is. So watch what I'm going to do here. About whatever wide it is. I'm going to cut this decorator strip off. I don't need it. And it's in my way. Okay. Let me mention this because you might have noticed. Because I'm harvesting every bit of this page, I didn't care that I cut it to 12 by 12. So I just cut this off and kept myself all the pattern. If you know about that, you know. And so if you saw that, you're like, oh, she didn't do what she says to do. But I did, just not exactly. All right, so to however wide this point is, right here, cut that. Then I'm going to put this point to 5 inches. Just about right there. There's a piece I can use somewhere else. Now this should do what I want it to do. Let's see. Yeah. So we'll use that point to our advantage. So now from that one piece, we get both of these, but because of how we harvested, this is really important. I probably now have a piece I can use somewhere else. See that? So we're not wasting this. This page is going to go a long, long way. Look how far I'm getting this page to go. And we're not done. Because you'll notice in my other book I did how I did every other one in the plaid. Like that one's plaid. That one's, I skip one plaid. I think that's cute. I might actually, in this one, do plaid on the front. See how cohesive that looks? Is that just me? I might put this plaid here and then do the plaid here and maybe do the snowflake back there to match this and then put 2 little coordinating situations here just for pretty. All right, what are y'all thinking? That worked out perfect. This piece is just right. I could not have planned that. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have planned it. If I tried to plan it, it would be terrible. All right, now here's what I want to do. If I'm going to harvest this piece, if I'm going to let this be my piece, I need to let this be my width, no matter what it is, okay? If I go measure this to put another piece down and it's different, then I'm going to see it. So I'm going to let this be my piece, my width for here, and just cut it. I also could probably just cut exactly the same size because it'll go behind. Yep. I'm just going to let that be my template. How about that? So let's see what size it turned out to be. Interesting. Everything's on the 8ths today. So this turned out to be 2 3/8 by 6 1/16. Isn't that something? I'm going to trace it because I want it to match. Y'all do you on this, okay? Y'all do you on this. If this is why I tell y'all, let me say this and see if you agree with me. This is why I say to you, if I give you measurements, and I can, yours will never look exactly like mine, because for this place right here, this is what I would do if I was building a pattern. Okay. If I was building a pattern, I would measure this like we did earlier. And this comes to 6 1/2. And it goes to about 2 3/4. And then I'd take 1/4 of an inch off on 2 sides. And that's the number I would give you. But like I said, if we all fold differently and crease differently and do all that, we wouldn't get the same thing. Now I got to pay. Is this the only other piece of plaid I need? It is. It's the only piece I have to have, so we can get this. This won't go this way, will it? Oh, it's so close. We have to go this way. Do I want to go here or do I want to take it from here? I think I'll take it from here so I can harvest larger pieces. Y'all see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Now for this one, I'll cut just inside my pencil mark because I want my piece to be the exact size. All right, I'm going to cut with scissors just because I can. You can do this with your trimmer, no problem. The cool thing is, because this orientation doesn't matter, I have a straight edge that I cut with the trimmer right here. So I can just let that be my top edge if I don't like how this turns out. This is why I love Made It Society. And this is why I hope tonight when you see the video that goes up tonight that is a process video, I hope you enjoy it. I feel like seeing this sort of part of the process is so much better than me just handing you a bunch of patterns. And the reason I say that is, sometimes custom gets a better look than just following a pattern. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're totally willing to take a pattern and like cut it up. And I love that too. You know, like take a pattern and make it your own. See, I think that needs to be red right there. I almost feel like, yeah, I'm going to let that be red. And then we'll do something cute right here for the heck of it. So I've got it left over. Let's see if I can harvest it. I might not can. Oh, I can't. I don't love that. I can if I do it really thin. I can do it thin. It would be fine. I do like that. Let's cut that piece and see what we get. I just think doing like this opens the world up to you guys because it helps you to see so many things that you can do that you might not think about. I mean, you don't spend your whole day working with paper. I do. Yeah, I like that there. I think that's a good base. All right, now I'm going to give y'all another decorating tip. All right, go ahead and get to this point. Nothing's glued down. I just have everything sitting here. That's another thing. Don't glue down yet. Just let it be here because you never know what you might want to change. But I do like how this looks. Now, here's another thing I want to encourage you. If you're using a paper pack, all right, and they tend to do this. These paper companies do this. They typically put 3 to 5 colors in the pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's look at this one. In here, you're going to see there's pink, there's red, there's black, there's white, there's craft, there's, I'm seeing if there's a rogue color. That's pretty much it. Sometimes there'll be a color like teal or like some sort of blue stuck in there somewhere. And if you pick one page from the pack to put here, it'll almost mess with your eye when you're using the rest of the product. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but if you miss a page in your base build, if you miss a color in your base build, when you go to put cards and other things that you want to match in here, something's going to feel off. So the reason I say this is before I do these 2 strips right here, I'm going to find a piece that has all the colors from the paper pack in it. And let me tell you why. Okay. If you look at this guy, let me just show you. If you look at this guy, he doesn't feel like pink, does he? Because I've done him red and green. But if I add this guy, then he'll have the pink. Does that make sense? You got to be careful not to pigeonhole the major colors here and not give yourself the space to put more color in. We got to talk about that. Did that make sense? I'm sorry about your internet. I know how that feels. I have been there. So I want to see if the color theory situation makes sense, because I have literally built these things and been like, oh, I love how this looks. And then I go back to my paper pack and go, oh no, there is none of that color in here. And now nothing matches anymore in my own brain. Not for everybody. Like, look, if I put this here with no pink, it's adorable, but there's no pink in there. And if I'm going to use all that pink, it's going to be sad. You see? All right. So I'm going to find what I want to put in there. I really do want to bring some pink out so everything coordinates. That's not too bad. There's a lot of that red in there. And let's see. What else have we got with some pink on it? We don't have a whole lot, but we got enough. I'll also tell you this. Someone said they didn't like pink on Christmas. I get that. And if that's the case, you can stay away from it. But here's the problem. If I use this cut apart with that pink and I put it in here and it's shown, then I'll have an issue. So I want to put pink there. I really think this is the cutest one. I really think I think he's the one that should be in there. And I may want to like pay attention to where my Santas land. Wow, this is becoming too much. You know what I'm saying? You want me to give you a tip for finding where your Santas land? Okay, hold on. You may not have any acetate today. I'll just show you a tip. Acetate or vellum will work. I have some somewhere. Where did I put it? I just brought it here. And I put it in a certain spot so I wouldn't lose it. I put it in a spot so I wouldn't lose it. Here we go. I'm going to take just a scrap of acetate. Here's a piece I've already cut off of. Okay. I know this is the right size for what I'm doing. So I'm going to trace this on here. I'm going to use a marker. And I'm basically going to make myself a see-through pattern, if that makes sense. You don't have to do this. I just want you to see this. Because I do this quite often. Y'all, I got new Sharpies. That was a lovely experience. That was a lovely experience just then. This Sharpie has the prettiest point. You see that? Oh, I just got these this week. I told y'all my Sharpies were so bad. I deserve new Sharpies. Cut this out. I hope y'all don't think I'm going overboard. With this sort of thing, I want to take this opportunity to kind of let you run. And here's another thing I'll tell you. Once you make this template, you own this template, you know? Once you've done this, it's yours. 100%. See this? Okay. Now then, I already lost it. Where'd my acetate go? Now what I can do, okay, is I can lay this and go, where do I want that Santa to land? Now, I'm probably going to waste paper here. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to lay this in hopes that it works, but it doesn't because it is a repeating pattern. Oh, here's a cute spot, but I'm not willing to do it. This bean has words for us. Okay. If I go here, I get Santa like that coming out of that pocket. Wouldn't that be cute? And then I could probably get him standing somewhere else. Let's try to get him where we can get him the most. Where we waste less paper. Oh, it's going to be difficult to not waste it, but no, that's just the way it's going to go. I think I'm going to do this for one of them. And I'll go up there and harvest. Let me see. He does run out a bit. Can I get him there? Not really. I really want him here. Oh, there he is. There he is. Got him. All right. I'm going to grab him right here. This acetate trick is one of my favorites when working with decorator paper. I love this because I can literally get exactly what I want. And no, so see, there's that one. Then I'm gonna come down here and get this little standing guy. Let's see how close I can get to the edge without wasting with him. This is gonna be the closest I can get him to the edge. And I only need 2 of these. And these I'll cut on the inside. You can use your trimmer. That's not a problem. That acetate trick, if you cut a bunch of those up, a bunch of those sizes up for your card making, it really helps you when you're digging out pattern paper for card making. Now, it's not a paper saver. It's not a paper saver. Here I'm fine because I cut a hunk out, you know. Let's see if my plan's working so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So if I put this one back where it goes, kind of in there, then let's see what we get. Do we get Santa poking out? Oh, he's a little bit hidden. Oh no, I should have. The problem is I didn't want to cut the reindeer. I don't want to cut the reindeer off. I might trim that a little bit tighter. So I have Santa peeking. And because I don't want to cut my reindeer off. Or should I? I don't want to. I like the reindeer. So I may trim a little bit off of that just for looks. And then this little guy will be at the top. So that'll be cute. I may even put him at the top because we might see him better there. Remember, these pockets are going to have stuff in them. So you really don't have to be this fancy with this. But if you want to, this is how you do it. If and you want to. Also, I didn't put my acetate into the spot beforehand. I'll show you another little trick that you might like. I didn't put my acetate into the spot and like size it up beforehand. But if you have dry erase markers, if you use those for anything in your craft room, you can put that acetate piece up here, like where it's going to go, right? And then you can put marks where you want things to be. And then when you put on your paper, even see it. So there you go. All right. It's not the end of the world. This is still going to be adorable. I'm going to trim a little bit of that pink off the top of his head, see if I can get him a little higher up. I'm going to go as high as I can go. That feels like it's going to cut his antler off. Let's go here. It's going to be right at it. Now I can get him as high as I can get him. All right, let's lay it out. I keep making a mess. I keep moving stuff around. Where'd that piece go? Did it go inside? It did. I need to glue down, but I'm not ready to commit. I'm not ready. We'll commit in a moment. I think I'll put this guy here because I'll see more of him here. Yep, good deal, good deal. And then I'm going to put this guy up here because he'll peek out the top. Look how cute. And now we got pink in there. Cute. Okay, if you're not doing a closure that requires anything inside of here, I'm not. My closure, let me show you. Even if you do the original closure I did, this is a strip glued to the outside of the book. It is not on the inside. You see that? I don't have to put anything inside of here. But if you needed to do something inside of here, you want to do that before you glue stuff down. My magnet lives out here and out here. So we're good. And I don't think I'm doing a magnet today. I'm not sure. What time is it? Oh, we got to get a move on. All right. Glue down. Everybody glue. That's what I'm doing. Let's get to gluing. We've done all the hard work. I want to say this. If you're watching, you're like, that's overkill. That's too much work for me to do. I get it. You don't have to do all that. Just cut more plaid and put it there. You can come back with ephemera later and make it super cute. Okay. I love that I can squish these accordion pockets down. I like this. What a happy accident. What's that called? There's a name for that. Good deal, Patty. Patty says she might just post her first gallery project. Yeah, these scissors I'm using, they are the Tim Holtz. Somebody was commenting about them a second ago and I didn't respond. They're the Tim Holtz long scissors. They are always in my hand in my craft room, it feels like. I feel like I'm always using them. Get that guy down in there. Wiggle him into place. Oops. I knew I'd slide him. I did the dot method so I could, but I didn't mean to slide him that much. Yay! You think Terrence like Maymay? I'm pretty sure the word is happy accident. Ooh, that's cute. It's too much red for me. I like the green more. I like that green showing. There's the link to the scissors in our store. If you guys don't know, Vinny is not in the show, so he didn't do an advertisement for our show. If you don't know, if you're new here, Maymay Made It is online, and we have a full craft store for you. So the tools I'm using today, you can get in our craft store. And with these kind of events like this, these free events, that's how we support it, is you guys buying from our craft store. That's how I can do these things. And I love that. I love to be able to bring these free days to you guys where we can just craft and make together and play with our supplies. I love that. And how about 2 in a row? That's crazy, right? How have y'all been handling that? Me 2 Saturdays in a row? You got a lot of bless yous, Vinny. I didn't bless you. He can't hear us. He has earphones in. And I thought he did. When I said that, he hadn't even acknowledged me. He's got his earphones in because he sits in here with me, so I'm not by myself. I do not like to. Serendipity. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't like to be in here by myself when I'm streaming, just in case. You never know. What if, I don't know. Anything could happen. And he sits out here with me just to listen in. I got to turn this and make sure I'm placing this right. So thank you for the bless yous, but he can't hear you. Oh, wait. The word can be serendipity or serendipitous. I feel like I use that word a lot. Yes, those scissors are great if you have arthritis in your hands because they're the recoil scissors. I can't believe I called that word up this morning. They're the recoil scissors, and they're fantastic. This is cute. I like it. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I'm trying to read everything. Maybe, do you remember the project book you taught? It sort of had an accordion type binder, but yeah, I said yes to that the other day. Hold on a second. The other day, a while ago, it sort of had an accordion type binder, but the accordion binder you made would be so much better. Send that. If you find the video, send it to Tamitha, because I don't know that I remember. Was that in a class or was that I don't know if I remember what exactly. I've taught so many books, y'all. I've taught so much. He also talks louder when they're in. Did you hear what he said? He's talking to Bean. Can you hear me, Vinny? Cannot hear me. He's looking at her like, you're so precious. You're so cute. Vince.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay, listen. I was talking about how you had your headphones in and you couldn't hear me. So I was talking. You sneezed and they all gave you a bless you, blah, blah, blah. But, oh, was it? Okay. But what was funny was you're sitting there talking to Bean and I'm like, y'all, he ain't talking to me. He's talking to Bean. You're so precious. She is so precious. She is such a sweet girl.
There was a song playing in my head, and I was mouthing the words, and she kept turning her head. She was like,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I can't hear you talking. I can't hear you talking.
She is a precious girl.
That she is indeed. Yes, you are.
I love that. I think that turned out cute. Now we're going to do like my favorite part. I love to do the tabs. The tabs are my favorite part. All right. Get to this point. Get your stuff glued down and then give me a big capital G for glue. Look what the Lord has done. I got that song in my head. Look what the Lord has done. How's Vinny's mom doing? She's doing pretty good. I left her. She was sitting in a chair eating a pancake, piece of sausage. What'd she have? Orange juice. I made pancakes this morning. Because my husband. Can I tell him? I can tell him. So, my husband is a sweetheart. If y'all don't know that, and why is it that we have these issues that last forever? Right? Okay, so I am an electric eye on the stove cooker. I have grown up my whole life having an electric eye on the stove. I never had gas, never had none of that. Vince had gas. Stove. Pause. Stove. He had the gas. I guess some people we call them eyes, but some people call them hobs. We've had this discussion. I know the pause between it. I said stove. He grew up on a gas stove. I grew up on an electric stove. Well, they phased those things out pretty much. And so I had to get a glass top stove. Well, I've been getting used to my glass top stove. I kind of am actually used to it. And we early on did the research and bought these pots. How long we've had that stove? 4 or 5 years? We've had it a while. I did all this research and I bought all these pots and pans that were supposed to be perfect for it. I didn't spend a lot on them. I bought them at TJ Maxx and I would we collected them over time and we were so happy with our pots and pans. Well, we've just noticed they have warped and they have peeled and they've just gotten really bad. And when I bought them, I got rid of everything else. So they are the only pans we have. Well, Vince and I have been sharing the cooking and he was in there with me the other day and he's like, look, and he would tap the pan and it would just wiggle on the glass. He's like, why is this doing this? And I'm like, I'm telling you, this heat on this oven, something has warped them. We actually think it's the dishwasher. I know everybody says don't put your pots and pans in the dishwasher. And I don't listen to it because I'm a dishwasher girl, right? But I do believe it was the heat from the stove and the heat from the dishwasher has warped them. So anyway, long story short, while you're gluing, I said, I got to figure something out. Well, for years, I have one of those HexClad things that are on the internet that are all over the place, right? Gordon Ramsay's, whatever. I've worn them forever. And I wouldn't spend the money because I honestly believe cookware is a scam. I'm just telling y'all. I just think it's a scam. I have scam. It just has scam all over it for me. Every time I see somebody going, this is the greatest cookware, because I've tried it all. Okay. So I was just done with it. And I'm like, this is what we have. And when it dies, we'll do something else. So I came in the house. Actually, you came and got me, didn't you? Something out the window. He came out here and got me. He said, can you come inside, please? And I was like, yeah. And I went in there and y'all, he had bought me the HexClad set. This is why you get your husband in the kitchen cooking. Because I would never. So he bought me the HexClad set. So this morning when we woke up, I said, I got to get ready for Made It Society, blah, blah. And I was like, what do you want for breakfast? And he was like, are pancakes an option? And I'm like, you just bought me brand new cookware. Pancakes are an option. So I went there and made pancakes this morning. But I'm going to tell y'all something. It was the dream. It was the dream. I thought, let me say this in case you think the same thing. I thought HexClad was nonstick and stainless mixed together. That is not the case. They are cast iron and stainless. It's a whole different world. I cannot speak to their longevity. They will never see a dishwasher unless somebody does it on accident. We are washing them by hand. Okay. But we've been married way too long for crappy pots and pans. I do think they're a scam. I think pots and pans are a scam. I think they have a lifespan. That's what I'm telling y'all. Let's make our tabs. You think they have a lifespan, babe?
I don't know.
I think pots and
I hope
pans have a
the
lifespan.
on these is a lot longer considering.
Me too, but I think pots and pans just die. I think they do. I think they just can't hold up. And I think back to when my mother had those crappy aluminum pans back in the 70s. You remember those? That were just awful. Anyway, there's my thing. Oh, I use my dishwasher because I love the heat. I like to kill germs. I'm a freak about that. I'm a germ killer, and I can't get it hot enough with my hands. So that's just me. All right, let's talk about the tabs. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Here's the deal with the tabs. Okay. I made these myself, and you have so many options with these things. Okay. You can use your corner rounders, and that's not a corner rounder. Hang on. Your corner rounders, your fancy, like this is my 1/2 inch and my 1/4 inch. Let me see what all I've got here. I don't know what happened to my stub and scallop punch. This is my angle punch. I might do that today to show y'all that. What is this one? Another angle punch. What is this one? I have all these. They're all the same. They're all the same. Anyway, you can use these to make your tabs any size you want them. Okay, this is what I love. What I did here was I just measured what size I wanted this. Okay, I decided what height I wanted it, and then I doubled this height. Okay, so for example, let me measure these because I like these. I may just redo them. Where'd my ruler go? How do I lose a 30-inch ruler? Honestly, here it is. It's not 30 inches, by the way. All right, I think I did these 2 inches. Yep. So this is a 2-inch tab. All right. And I want to say it's 3/4 tall. Did I do it 3/4 tall? Yeah. So that's 1.5 inches. So 2 inch by 1.5 inches. All right. So here's what you do. You dig into your scrap bin and you find a coordinating color, or you use one of the colors in your paper pack, whatever you want to do. Okay. And I'm going to cut this strip to 2 inches. I think I'll use this one. No reason, just it's here. Wait, is that the right color? Y'all know whites are different. This one feels a little bluer. No, it's all right. Okay, 2 inches. And then we're going to cut these down to 1.5 inches. So 2 inches by 1.5 inches. And you only need 4. Only need 4. I'm hoping that's not the case with mine because this morning they were incredible. I love this. Everybody has so much advice about cooking. I get it all the time. If I mention it, I get and when Vinny did his cooking show, everybody does something different in their kitchen. Respect. Everybody does. I'm telling you, do it. Honestly, the fact that I have to be in the kitchen, I don't even want to do that. I cannot tell you how many times I've had this discussion. Who decided that because I'm the mama, I have to feed everybody? I don't even know how to cook. Okay. That's what I was saying. Who decided that? Oh, I put everything in my dishwasher. I love it too. Okay. Let's talk about these. So you've done it 2 inches. Okay. Now we're going to score this in half at 3/4. Score this in half at 3/4. So ever how you want to do that. So you're just scoring them in the middle. So 2 by 1.5 inches, score it in the middle. You really don't have to score it. You can just fold them. But you see what I've done there? And this is going to become our tab. But we're going to do those corners. We're going to make the corners look good. So just score these in the middle at 3/4. See? Cute, cute. I love cooking too, Zen girl. Oh, I cannot stand it. I have cooking anxiety. I don't like it. I just don't like to cook. I'm always afraid I'm going to make people sick. I'm not the cook. I made 5 of these just so if I had a mistake, but you don't have to make 5. You only need 4. Okay, check this out. I'll show you both of these since I made it extra. So if I take the small or large angle, you pick which one you want. I always do this, okay? I take my little tab. The fold is what I want to punch, okay? So I will fold this in half. Also notice something. Do you see how this doesn't line up perfectly? It does not matter. You're never going to see that. They're going to do like this. You're not going to be able to match them up. So it's no big deal. I'm going to punch on the fold. So fold this down and punch this corner. And here's another tip for you, okay? Whenever I'm building these things, the small one is what I'll punch first, because if I don't like it, I can always punch the big one next. So I'm going to go to the small punch. Here's my fold. My fold goes into the punch, and you just use the punch to your advantage. See how it's laid in there like it's supposed to be? And when you punch, your tab can look like that. Isn't that cute? My tab is full. I mean, my punch is full. So I actually like that little small one, but I'll show you the big one too, because we can choose. And so this is my bonus piece. This is not the same one, okay? All right. And so I don't actually like it with that one. I like the little shallow one. Let me get my finger out of the way. I like the shallow one better. So see, you can just test and see, and you'll find a favorite. And after a while, you just have a favorite tab that you make. You can also use the rounder. I'm not going to do it. I've already done that on the other one, so you can see that one. Kelly, you know, it's funny. We don't call them Buckeyes, but my mother-in-law's sitter, Deborah, every year, that's what she gives for Christmas. And she even used to do for our youth group. She used to do a fundraiser for our youth group, and she would make dozens and dozens, and we sold them like crazy. And that's what she did, was homemade. We don't call them Buckeyes. We call them peanut butter balls, but I think they're the same unless there's something I don't know about a Buckeye. All right. Small angle is what I'm going to use. Folded. And I'm going to get me 4. These are cute. Look how cute that is. I love that. Y'all, I do love tab punches and tab dies and all that, but I tend to do this because it's easier. Plus, these guys right here are just workhorses. Love those. Love those. All right. Let us. Anybody else scared of lettuce right now? Is it just me? Speaking of lettuce. They are easy on your hand. Okay. I did mine like this, up the side, and I just went up is how I did them. You don't have to. You could stagger them if you wanted to and have them go across, which is also cute. If y'all want to stagger them, we can. The reason I did them on one side is just easier for me to measure. I actually think they'd be cute over here too, because you really read this way. So not doing it. I'm not doing it either. And we went yesterday. Vinny and I went yesterday on a little like me and him date, and we decided to go have sushi. And by the way, you're going to put glue on the inside of these, and you're just going to sandwich it in here, whatever height you want them to be. Okay. And we ordered something I never had before. Y'all, I recommend this. I don't know if your sushi place offers this. Vince does not like raw fish, and I'm not a big fan of it. So we really don't eat like sushi. We eat like the stuff people eat that have just veggies inside of rice, inside of nori. Anyway, we ordered chicken tempura. They were called chicken tempura rolls. It's a piece of fried chicken in a sushi roll. It was delicious. And I ordered it with soy paper instead of nori because I just don't like the nori. It depends. If it's real fresh, I'm fine. But a lot of times you don't get super fresh nori, especially, where we were. So we ordered it with the soy paper, and listen, it came out with this big piece of lettuce rolled in it. I'm like, oh no. So we took the lettuce off. Not that that's going to make a difference, but we did. We took it off. But I was like, I'm too hungry not to eat. I think that's the first lettuce I've had in a long time. Tips for rounding without a punch. Take one, trace a nickel, trace a dime, trace a quarter, whatever curve you like, cut it, and let that be your template. And then just use that, trace it, and do it. See? My favorite roll, if we're going to talk about, we always talk about food, don't we? If we're going to talk about food, my favorite roll is a sweet potato roll. Those are amazing. If you've never had one of those, sweet potato roll is delicious. And by the way, there's no seafood in a sweet potato roll. But if you get the regular the nori, the seaweed, if you get the seaweed, then you're getting seafood. Bless their hearts. You'll take pancakes. I got you. Yeah, sweet potato rolls are my fave. We had a sweet potato roll. We shared this. We had a sweet potato roll, a chicken tempura roll, and then we did not a California roll. I had her she just made what I wanted. She just made a roll for me. Cucumber, avocado, cream cheese. I think that's all I put in it. I can't remember. All right. Did I put one on the top pocket? You don't have to. I did on that one. I guess I will. I kind of don't want one on the top pocket. I think I'm not going to put one on the top pocket of this one because I may just put paper or envelopes in there. I may just leave that one alone. All right. Let us cover the front. This is a fun part. You already have this measurement. We've already done the work here, right? And then we just have to get this one. So you're going to measure these little pieces, okay? Measure your little strips, and I write on them. I just write directly on them. Oh man, this thing. So I'm going to do this at 1.5. I'm going to remeasure this one and see if I want to do better. I'm going to do this at 1 3/4. I can always trim that down. So I'm going to change this to 1 3/4. 3/4, 1.5, 1.5. I already know the height. And then I'm going to measure this little side. Now for me, I'm going to be doing that, the short cover here, and it's 5 inches. So this is going to be 4 3/4 for me right here. So just measure and cut. We already picked our paper, so that's a bonus. I'm going to grab this guy right here. This is the one I want for my little binder. And since I'm going to get several pieces off of here and I'm not trying to save paper, I'm going to cut this down to 8.5 real quick. I'll tell you what makes me happy is if this landed on a dark color and a dark color. Sometimes I make that happen anyway. I don't like when I'm using a white book, I don't like the white edge to end on my white book. So that was a bonus. And what did I say I needed? 1.5. Another thing, if you do your paper like this, if you cut it to height, your decorator paper, and you cut, if this matters, if you have a scene, this is really cute. You cut the back strip here, okay? Then you cut your middle strip, which I'm doing mine to 1 3/4 this time. You cut your middle strip. Then you cut your front strip 1.5. That scene will stay. Now, this is not a scene and it wouldn't really matter. But if you had a scene you wanted to show, as long as you cut it this way, it wraps around the book and it's pretty cool to do that. And see how it's staying consistent? I love that. I love that. All right. I'm also going to cut these down. Oh, I cut these 8.5, didn't I? Doggone it. I'm going to have to try to make that happen. I'm going to try and make it happen. We'll see. All right, let's cut this to 8 1/4 by 4 3/4. No biggie. I got to have 2 of these. So 8 1/4 by 4 3/4. Yes. I'm going to try to make that happen on these. Did I cut them to 8.5? I did. Okay. So I need it to go to 8 1/4. Do I get green? Oh, I do get a tiny strip of green. Let's do that. I just want a little border. I'm going to make them all match and we get what we get and we don't pitch a fit. Because I just want that little bit of color. All right. we do have to talk about our closure here. So now this is going to go here. Cute. So that's my front. This is my side. Oh, I like this one. And that's back and back. Okay. We have to talk about our closure. If you're going to magnet close this, and I'm sadly thinking that because of time, I may need to do that. I may need to do the magnet today. But here's an idea. I'm keeping notes of video ideas for you guys. Would you like it? Let me see if this would even be worth it. And I know you guys it would because you're watching today. But what if I did this book with 3 different closures and did a video showing you 3 different closures to use for this book? 3 different ones than what I'm doing today. Because I know I have several that I want to do. I don't have time to design it today while we're live, but I would like to show you because I think I have an idea to put, I think this would be cute, you guys, to put this in a box, like one of those angled boxes. And then I have this idea for tying with a bow on the front that I think would be cute. And then I could give you all 3 in one place with the measurements. Those you could use the measurements. So, all right, I've made notes for myself for video ideas and I'm writing them in red so they're staring at me. Let's do 3 closures. What do we call that video? Everybody needs closure. Everybody needs closure. That's funny. Okay, somebody asked for these measurements again. Remember, my measurements and your measurements are probably different. Sorry, I hit my mouse. I got to fix this. I'm not trying to do whatever just happened. Okay. This one ended up being 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. You needed 2 that were 1 1/2 by 8 1/4. 1 that was 1 3/4 by 8 1/4. This was 2 of these, by the way. I think a closure from the top to the bottom instead of side to side so the stuff won't fall out. That's a good idea too. Let me write that down. 3 closures. Mackie, design it for me. Design it for me and then we got it. Ooh, I like that idea too, Jennifer. Hold on. I'm going to add that. With handles. I know how to do that. I've got a, the idea I have for the box would actually do both of those things at one time. But Mackie, get on that. Okay, now, here we go. Let's get ready. I'm going to get a magnet. You're going to need a magnet. Or if you're not going to use a magnet, you do whatever you do. Okay. I'm going to use a big one. Actually, kind of thinking, yeah, I'm going to use a big one. Just going to use one big one. All right. You're going to need a strip for this. And you should have probably had some strips left over from your build if you have your scrap paper. I'm just going to show you how to make the one I did here. And I used it from the build. This is just literally a piece left over. So, and I think I gave you the measures for this in your PDF already. This guy is, ooh, he's 8 1/2. And how wide did I do him? He's 8 1/2 by 1 1/2. So that's what we'll do since we're just doing this today. So let me cut this down to 1 1/2. I don't know where my scraps went to. Timothy, did I put the scores for this guy in that PDF? I don't have that PDF open. Wait a minute. Maybe I do have it right here. Let me look. I do have it right here. Let me see if I put the scores in it. I may not put the scores because everybody's just going to be different. Maybe I didn't give y'all the closure because we were going to do it different. All right, so that closure, I'll give you that again, is 8 1/2 by 1 1/2. Will you write that in? 8 1/2 by 1 1/2. And when I do things like this, I a lot of times will put it on the front where I want it, and then I'll do a little finger fold so I know where to score it, because they're all a little different. You know what I'm saying? But we'll try to do this today and see how it works out. All right, so this one is scored at 3. I think that's 1 3/4. 3 and 1 3/4 away from that. So let me show you what that'll be. Let me do the math for you, and then Timothy will put them in the chat for you. All right, so I'm going to score it at 3 first. Then I'm going to go 1 3/4. So then 4 3/4. And then this longest piece will be the back. So 3, 4 3/4. And that'll give you that. We did cut this piece last week. I just didn't give you all the scores. And that'll go around like that. But we're going to magnet it before we put it down. Now, for my magnet, I want to center it. And I'm not going to put it all the way to the edge because I want to be able to cover it with decorator cardstock. So I'm going to center it and give myself about a finger width away. And that way I can put down all of my decorator pages. Have I had my score tool out today? I don't think I have. Where is it? Y'all redid my room again, and I can't find things. Where are you, little guy? You're not going to be lost because you're my oh, I know where you are. Let me go grab my score tool. I used him to open a box. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. He's sticky now. I got him gooey. Got him gooey. Here it is. All right. Peel this away. Then I like to do that number. Pick him up with my pokey tool. And I want the short side. So about a finger width in, finger width down, finger width up. Something like that. Then here's how I put this on. Y'all do this the way you want to do it, okay? This is how I do it. I bring my book over. And I decide where it's going. This would even be cute lower. You wouldn't have to go just to the center. But pick where you want it. And then place it. And I lined my score mark up on that edge. See that? Then you can press this down. And your magnet underneath is going to be in place for you where it needs to go. So that's all you had to do right there. See how that is? And then what I did was wrap this around and glued on the back where it went. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait. It'll go on top of my decorator paper. You didn't have to. You could put it down now and hide it. See, I showed it because I wanted the difference in pattern. But you could hide it. Y'all want to hide it this time? I kind of like it. Let's hide it. Hadn't done that in a bit. So to hide it, you're just going to glue it down. This whole piece back here. And we'll just put our decorator paper on top of it. It'll be pretty. That lined up pretty straight. It's a nice, neat closure. All right, then I'm going to open this up and get behind here and press. By covering it, what's really cool is we only have to cover here and here now. We don't have to do all of that. All right, so let's put our papers on. How about that? I think this will be cute. I want to see it. Pretty, pretty. I like all of the lines that we get by covering it this way. Like I'll show you. We're going to see the first one right here. See this line here between them? I like all of that. I think it looks neat. If you don't, just measure differently. I love that. The two colors. Let's put our spine on. This is when it all starts to come together. I don't think that's my spine. This is my spine. I like this. Ooh, I always get the pen folio question. Put it in one of the pockets. You're going to have plenty of room. Just drop it down in there. Don't even make a special pen holder. The pen discussion, we did this years ago. I don't know if y'all remember, but I know we always want to give a pen with things and stuff like that, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you're giving this gift to somebody that's a stationary person, they're not going to want the kind of pens we put in these things unless you're going to spend some money. Because if you're like me, I have a very special pen I like to use. So I'm not going to use just a throwaway pen. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to write in cards, especially, I want to use a pen I like. So I don't stress as much as other people do about adding a pen. But in this one, just put it in a pocket. It was so funny when we had that discussion. People were like, I'm a pen. Remember that? I'm a pen snob. I'm a pen snob. And because I guess that comes, even Shannon and I, we're pretty much big pen snobs. Vince is a pen snob. Let me tell y'all that. Don't give him a throwaway pen. What's your pen, babe?
I can't think of it.
You know which one it is. He likes that. Is it a G? It's a gel pen that he loves, and he has like them in boxes at the office. That is what he loves, is that pen. Matter of fact, he hasn't had one here. And he's been having to use mine, and he does not like mine. And mine aren't super bougie. I just like the RSVP pens. If you give me an RSVP, I'm happy. They're my favorite pens. But yeah, you can just drop one in a pocket. Or give a nice pen as a separate gift. That's a good idea too. What, did she do something bad? Oh, you sweet girl. You got a treat at the bank. Look how pretty that is. I love this book. I really like how this one turned out. Look, I don't love my first one. I love this one because it's the second time, right? Yeah, that conversation was a while ago. We got into pen snob territory. All right, let us cover our little strip. Let's cover this guy. What do I want to do? Do I want to bring some pink in here? Do I want to use, you know, it might be cute. What if we did this? Like use this little strip. Oh, and look right there with this. G2s, that's what they are. Thank you. That's your pen, baby. G2. Zebra makes some good pens. They do. What was that? That was 1.5 inches. So I need to make sure I get at least, I'm fixing to try to harvest this little stitchy dude. Which one do I need? It was 1.5 inches. So I need 1.25 inches. That one's too big. That one's a little too, it seemed to work though when I laid it down. She's excited, Daddy. She got a treat today. Now she's slobbering. Her got a treat and now she's slobbering. I think if I worked at the bank, my favorite job would be giving out treats to dogs. I guess to any pet. Any of you work in a drive-thru, and if you do, what's the weirdest animal you ever saw somebody bring with them? Or if anywhere you work, you've ever seen an animal as a pet, what's the weirdest one you ever saw? I'm going to say this, and if she's watching, I love you. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but I loved it so much. We had so much fun. At our last Craft Acropolis, we have a lady who traveled from Florida, And she has a pet bird that travels with her in her camper. And the bird can't stay in the camper because she'd have to keep it running. And she has a carry cage for this bird. And this bird just sits in her little carry cage and minds her business. Him. It was a him. Y'all, that I really like that. I really like that. That looks custom. Look. Looks like it was meant to be there. That's pretty cool. All right, so now I got to cut that. That was 3 inches. A raccoon, a python, an alligator. Somebody travel with alligator. An iguana draped on front of her. Oh my goodness. It's a backpack. She carries him on that backpack. All right, 2 3/4. It was crazy to me, but I loved it. What was his name, Tamitha? I don't know why. Was it Sparkles? What was I don't remember his name. She had adopted him. And what was that? An inch and let's see. Just stick your ruler on this. You'll know how big to make it. Here we go. 1.5 inches. In Japan, cats or ferrets on leashes. Pet raccoon. I love that. 1.5 inches ain't right. I'm too busy reading. A kangaroo. Is that legal? A bearded dragon. 1.5 inches is what I need. My son Josh, they have a bearded dragon for his classroom, and he comes home with him. Like he's the one who takes care of him overnight, and his name is Zeus. And Taylor does not adore him. I'm gonna cut that a little longer. I don't like that one. I'm gonna cut that a little longer. She's not a huge fan of him, but I think he's neat. I dug out paper 10 years. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to do, Deb. Use that paper we're not touching. You ever seen the video of the doggy bus? Yes, it's so cute. I feel like Bean would do that. I feel like a bus would pull up and she's just that dog that all her friends would be on it and she would go get on it. Don't you think so, Vince? You know the doggy bus that comes and picks up dogs and takes them to daycare? I totally think Bean would do that. I think she would love it. Although I won't let her. I got to be honest with y'all. Every time I let her go, like we're planning a trip to Texas pretty soon. We're not exactly sure. We're trying to wait out baby Thomas Eddie who keeps giving us, he keeps juking us. But we're planning a trip to Texas and we got to have somebody take care of Bean. And normally I board her. Why do I feel like that is not right? It is not. Normally I board her, but every time I board her, it seems when I pick her up, she has some sort of ailment. And I just don't like that. So I decided I need to stop talking and start wasting this strip. I decided we were going to do something else. And we found a local girl who we've known her father for years. And like, we know them, you know, anyway, a local girl who dog sits. And so she works at our local hospital. So when she gets off, Joe will let Bean out in the morning. I keep saying her name. Joe will handle her in the morning and feed her and everything in the morning. And then she'll just be in the house. And then I'm not going to say her name and stuff because I don't want to do that. But she'll come here at lunch and let her out. And then she'll come back again at 5 and let her out. And then Joe will be home around 7. And so I won't have to take her anywhere and she can stay home. And it'll just be better for Bean. It'll just be better. She prefers to be either at home or with us. I wish I could take her with me, but she doesn't. The grandkids, they don't love dogs. They like the idea of dogs. They don't love dogs. And it makes it a little bit difficult because she ends up having to be kenneled a lot. And none of us love that. I also don't know how we could travel with the whole crew we have and her that will be going. But she'll get to stay home, and that makes me happy. I don't know if she cat sits. You need that, Tina? I bet she does. I don't know in what way. But you can, I'll give you her information. She came over and met. They had a meeting. I can't say her name. They had a meeting with her and they met. And let me tell you something. Our girl loved her. Loved her. Yeah, I'll get you her information. Vince, can you get Tina her information? She is going to Texas with us. She has agreed to go with us. Also, her sitter's going to go, so that'll help. So she'll have somebody to help her dress and all that kind of stuff in the mornings. And, you know, in the whatever she may need. And another thing, we tend to go a lot when we're out there. And so that way we're going to get an Airbnb in the same neighborhood. And that way, if Meemaw doesn't want to go anywhere, she doesn't have to, and she'll have somebody who can stay with her and stuff. So it'll be good. I'm telling y'all, baby T just keeps juking us out. Which is not like, you know, of all the kids, that's what would happen. It would be Thomas's. So I just don't want, he's not supposed to be here till the end of August, but he ain't acting like that. He's acting like y'all gonna see me any day. And y'all know, I just don't know that I can get the phone call in Texas that he's here and I miss out on every single bit of it. I just don't know if I can do it. So we're trying to wait it out. I think does she go back to the doctor Monday again for another check? And she's 37 and a half weeks now. So don't they call that full term? Like he said, you're full term. So if he comes, it's no problem. But he keeps trying. Look at that, you guys. How's yours looking? Are you liking it? Are you liking it? Now the fun part. Now you just get to play. This paper pack that I'm using has titles and ephemera, has titles and phrases and ephemera. I'm going to look at them and see if there's any I want to use in a certain way. I usually like to find something to put on the little strip and stuff like that. We don't have any news yet. We're just waiting. Judson arrived already. Judson came. Is Judson 2 weeks now? 3 weeks now? 2 weeks. Babe.
2 days long.
Is Judson 2 weeks old?
Yeah, at least.
I think he's 2 weeks now. He could be 3 weeks. And we're just waiting on that third one. The one that's bringing up the rear. Now, last night we got to spend the evening with Davis. Oh my goodness, y'all. He is the cutest thing ever. He is so cute. And it's funny because he does not look like Josh. He looks like Taylor. And I mean, he looks just like Taylor. And poor Josh, it's just funny because typically, this is cute. Typically, the Helms boys, they typically are very well shown in their boys, you know, like they can be seen. Pretty good. But Davis, and the funny thing is I told Josh last night, I said, I hate to say it to you, son. I said, but when that baby smiles, he just morphs into his mama. Does he not? He just becomes his mama when he smiles. Taylor said, I noticed that the other day. She said, I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, that's Davis. That's kind of cute. I always like to find something to go on the little strip. Or another thing that's really cute is to find something here. Don't be afraid to go sideways. It's cute to do that, you know? Maybe not red, maybe green. That's cute. Maybe Christmas memories. Ooh, this is a good pack for scrapbooking. The pink is cute. Holiday spirit is cute. Do not have any messages about the ribbon closure. Cute. Did you ever think to call the babysitter a companion? Did I say babysitter? I said her sitter, didn't I? I don't know. What do they call? What does Deborah call herself? Caregiver. That's what she calls her. Yeah. Okay. So where are we going?
It seems like I've always called her. Have a sitter this phase with them.
It's probably outdated, antiquated language.
The right term. I should be.
Ooh, this is cute. Oh, that is really cute. That is cute. Y'all, I don't know. I don't want to commit. I'll tell you why I don't want to commit, because I don't know what's going in here yet. That's why I don't want to commit. So let's just lay stuff out and I'll just show you kind of the stuff you can do. Like, look at that. Oh, put it across there. Super cute. Let me get it in camera. That's super cute. Look at this. And then maybe this. Oh, this is cute. And remember this too. Depending on what you put in here, it may cover the pockets up. And if that's the case, it's no big deal. But just decorate. If you don't want to use stuff, you don't have to. Look, you can put like that in there. Oh, this is cute. This one is actually made going in that direction, but it's a little dark. I haven't opened the ephemera yet. This is all the titles. I just wanted to see them all. Wrapped with care. Cute. I like December Delights. All right, let's open the ephemera pack. Let me put this. Where did I put those extra boxes? I just had some extra boxes. Well, I don't know where it's at. Okay. I had 2 boxes. Yeah, this is a good ephemera pack for those December daily situations. This is a good pack for that. That's what I was thinking. It's also a good pack for scrapbooking. If you scrapbook your December, it's got some good titles and stuff on it. Ah. I'm doing this the hard way. I was going to put this in a box, but I don't know if I'm going to open them back up just yet. Isn't that cute? December Delights. I like that. I'm actually working on my recipe folio. I'm trying to gather up the recipes to go in it before I film the next video. And I want to have everything I need to get that one finished to do the next part. And I've got the ideas. I've just got to go in there and find everything. I don't think I have a picture of my mother in the kitchen anywhere. Can you think of one we have of her in the kitchen? Certainly not cooking, but I don't know where I would have her one in the kitchen even. Oh, do we have one of her with putting food in her mouth? No, and Mama, we do. Y'all, this is a cute pack too. That one's a little dark for where I was going to sit it. Look at that. Season of Wonder. Let me pull this over. Santa's on his way. Little packages. Feeling jolly. Who's ready for Christmas? I know a lot of people are anti-Christmas. Not anti-early Christmas. Like, no, not early. We could be Christmas tomorrow. I was thinking this might be pretty on the front. With a title or something. And I always love when you bring these kind of things down. Like that. And like that. Ooh, this is cute. That might be cute on the inside too. Maybe Mrs. Claus Bake Shop. Christmas with my favorite people. Some of this is very scrappy. But if I was going to use it for an organizer, I probably would just do Christmas themed. This would be cute here. Are y'all getting ideas? I'm trying to give you ideas. You could even string this on some, let me show you. You could string this on some of this because this will hold up on the front cover really well. And like have that go across with 2 little bows at the top. I kind of like that. What happens if I add that back down to the bottom? It feels a little disconnected to me. Let me keep looking. I'm reading what y'all say. Love Christmas, but wait till October. Love Christmas. Name my daughters Noelle and Holly. How good. I love that. It's Christmas. What's tomorrow? Be happy too. That's me. You're right. This looks very custom. I'm ready for the season, but not all the stuff that has to be done for the holiday. Perfect. Good job. Perfect. I'm so ready for it. So ready. I told Vince we are going to Texas within the next, I would say what? We're going to Texas as soon as possible. I'm going to Decorator's Warehouse. I'm making a trip. I cannot get that close and not go. So, Terrence, if I go and you want to go shopping, I'll holler. We can go shopping together. Because I'm telling you, I've got to get out there. Ooh, let's look at stickers. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, gosh. Look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Look at that little guy. Oh, he's so cute. So stinking cute. Look at this one. Oh my goodness. The bake shop. Can we mix them and make a little village down here? Can we have a little village run across the bottom of the page? They're so cute. Oh my goodness. That's precious. He can't be in two places at once. Did you see him right there? He's side by side. Would y'all tell on me if I had Santa in two places at once? Would you really care? Would you really care if I did? That's cute. I like that across the bottom of the page. Bean heard you open something, darling. She slowly crawled out. I think this guy's too big. I think he would, but I could put him on top of that Santa and hide him. Oh, wait. Maybe I could do this so we don't have two Santas. Put that in. Nope. Too big. This is really cute, though. You know what else would be cute? Let me see. I'm just playing, y'all. What if this was sitting up here on the little latch? Oh. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. Look at that right there. I'd have to trim the edge off a little bit to get the deer where I want him. Oh my goodness. I think that's cute. I think that's adorable. I'm going to keep looking. I need a Christmas tree. I just need a tree. You got a tree anywhere, stickers? I need a tree. I got some holly. I could harvest this tree. If I could just put the trees right there, I could hide that Santa Claus. Let me see. Where are we at here? Hold on. Oh, I missed a lot of comments. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Oh, I would definitely do a video of, I would definitely go live and they would let me because they know I love it so much. But I want to go so bad. I have not been, in a few years now, huh, babe?
What?
I haven't been to Decorators in a few years. I was telling them if I go, I'm going to Decorators.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know how I can't. This girl just can't hardly take it no more. What if I put a big present right there to wrap that up? Maybe behind here? As if it was like an inflatable. You got to think like that. Maybe it was like a big inflatable that somebody put out. A big inflatable present. What about that? I like the village on the bottom. Is that just me? Y'all like it too? So cute. If he landed just right. I'd have to put him like that, which I don't mind. Sit there for a second. Then I need to move him in. Did you hear a car horn? Then I need to move him out. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. I kind of want to commit to it. I'm scared, but I want to. But I can because it's mine, right? Am I committing? How come I'm asking if I'm going to do it anyway, right? Is that what you're saying, Minnie?
I'm not saying.
Why do you ask? You're going to do it anyway. I'm probably going to have to come back and glue these down, but I'm just going to put them away. The way I'll know is if they start to pop. And in this room, I can guarantee you that they're going to pop. The humidity in here is so bad right now. I'm going to have to glue these down. Oh my goodness. Wait till y'all see that. That worked out perfect. That worked out perfect. Hold on. The trees even landed okay in the back. I wouldn't have to waste anything back there. Oh my gosh. Look, he's flying up at the top. I'm going to commit to that too. All right. I think we need snowflakes up here. Don't you think we need some snowflakes? I've got some. They're huge. I feel like maybe a half a snowflake coming down up there. I'll have to cut him. And then like this green snowflake over here. And then like this red snowflake down there. I don't know. We'll move these around. I'm just going to get them off the page. Let's find all the snowflakes. There's one big old pink one. I don't know if I love this guy. He's a little crisp for what everything else is like. Oh, here's a big red one. This is a star. You can't see him. He's an actual star. I might could see him over here, though. Ooh, I do like him over there. To bring everything together. And here's another big green one. I think I'm getting too many. Don't worry. It's probably too many. I just want to pull them all off. And then I'll look at it. Let's see. I really like these three more than these. I mean, these aren't bad. I just would use them somewhere else. But I like these three. And I think I'm going to cut this one in half so I can get twice out of him. Where'd my scissors go? I'm just going to cut him right down the middle. Perfect. Then I'm going to put him up here in the top. I need to turn him around so I can see what I'm doing. Go. Him there, and maybe put this guy over here. Like he's floating off the page. And I want to do that little Mary banner. Let me get that Mary banner back. I've lost it now. Okay. I slung them everywhere when I got excited. Okay. Let's bring these guys back. Oh, I don't have long. Let me lay this out. M. E. R. I could let that snowflake go over the top of it. That would be cute. It's really messing with the reindeer's face. Let's go with a steeper. I'm going to string them. Let me string them. All right, I'm going to string these and put this on, and that's where we're going to end today. This won't take too awful long. Let me grab my little hole punch. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Just stack these guys up and punch all the holes at the same time. See if I can get in there. See if my eyes will do it. One. Two. Got it. Good deal. Okay. Now then. Let's get some string. Where'd I put it? I just brought it here to show you. There it is, looking at me in the face. Oh, I'm so sorry. The humidity was so bad here. I know it was. So bad. "20 minutes from Dallas, Fort Worth. The only time I've been was when it's so, I want to go every time there. I want to go every weekend. If I lived in Dallas, I would be there as much as I am at TJ Maxx. That's how much we would be there all the time, wouldn't we, babe? He ain't hearing me. He's got his headphones in. I would stay around and craft with y'all after 12 o'clock, but I can't because Vinny has to go get fitted for a tux for the wedding. And so we're supposed to meet there to get fitted. But this way you can see what it's going to look like, at least this part. I keep coming the wrong way. Okay, so let's measure our string and then we'll worry about how these go. Look how, see, I love this wire because I can do anything I want with it and it's gold and it looks festive. It's the greatest. If you have not bought this wire, go ahead and invest in this big one. You won't be sad. You're going to use this like crazy. It's 100 yards and you will use it all the time. Let's cut our string to the length we want it to be. Because I think I'm going to glue this down and then put bows on it. I think I'm not going to fight trying to tie bows and all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to kind of fake it. All right, let's bring these guys in kind of close. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. I love it so much. Do you love it so much? She heard me whispering and she jumped. Jumped to her feet. Girl, go. 60,000 square feet of Christmas. Go. You will love it. You will love it. Come off. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I think we've done a good job today. I really, really, really need to see your albums. If you are willing, please post a picture of them on our customer gallery. And some people tell me they don't understand when they have to pick a product. Any product, whether you bought it from me or not, if I carry it, just choose that product. That's just because it's the way we can catalog the projects. So like, even if you don't buy your glue from me, but you used art glitter glue, just pick art glitter glue as the thing the product that you will link it to. Did y'all see that layout perfectly? Did y'all see that just drop? That's crazy. That was really cool just then. That was really cool. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there. When I do the, I can show you this when I finish, but I'm going to leave it here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue these down, just the strings down with my, I use Fabri-Tac for this a lot of times because it holds really well. And then I'll make little bows and glue on top of that. But isn't that cute? All right, let me turn this around and show you. Let me clean this surface. I can't handle it. Let's look at the finished, where we got to today. Loving this. This was a fun project. I hope y'all enjoyed this for Made It Society for July and August, since it was a twofer. Okay, look at this. And if we turn it around, I want you to see, look, he landed perfect on the side. You see that? And then we had a little tree finish him off back here. I love this guy. I cannot wait to figure out. I want him in my kitchen. Maybe I'll put recipes in him. I don't know what I'm going to put in him. In my kitchen, or maybe I don't know where I want him. He's probably going to end up at the shop with my luck. Oh, I want to trim this off too. I'm going to trim that off even. I know that kind of freaks you out, but I promise you, when you trim them off even, it looks like you meant to do it. Just come over here and just trim. And you'll see that it doesn't look strange. It just looks like that it came in from the scene. I love this. I think this turned out really cute. We hadn't even got to the inside. That's just the outside. But it's super cute. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today. Thanks so much for being here with us. I just love hanging out with you guys on these Made It Society days. I may tie little knots right here. Who knows? I'm going to leave that alone for a second. And we're going to go get fitted for tuxes, huh, babe? That's what we're going to go do right now. And I love you guys so much. If you need anything, please reach out. We're here for you. If you need anything from the website, if you want to attend Craft Acropolis and you haven't signed up yet, let us help you get that done. We will love to see you and hang out with you and craft in person. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget, we have a show tonight at 6 o'clock. It's a filmed video. I don't want you to miss. It's a process video. So if you're bored, just turn it on, give it a watch. Tonight at 6 p.m., we'll have that one going up. All right, until next time. Bye now.